Disintegration Chandra has asked us to fight against five enemies and conquer them. These five enemies are death, disease, disintegration, poverty, and ignorance. In the last two episodes, we talked about death and disease. Today, let's talk about how to conquer disintegration. Let's begin with an incident. This incident took place years ago in the Satsang ashram. It was early in the morning. Sri Thakur Chandra was sitting in the ashram. A young boy came to him early in the morning, bowed down at his feet, and then with his folded hands said to Sri Thakur, Thakur, I have come to you to share a piece of good news with you. Thakur looked at him inquisitively. The boy said, Thakur, I have passed my 10th standard examination with first class. Sri Thakur was very happy. He said, I am so happy that you have passed with first class. Tell me, what about other students in your class? What about your friends? Have they also passed the examination with first class? The young boy said, No, Thakur, some of them have passed with first class, some others have passed with second class, and the rest of them have passed with third class. Sri Thakur smiled and said, Look, I am happy that you have passed the examination with first class. I would have been happier had all the students in your class passed the examination with first class. Son, will you keep this in mind? Next time, you will not only try to give your best to pass with first class, but you will also help everybody in your class to pass with first class as well. There was a big smile on the face of the young boy. With his words, Sri Thakur Chandra had instilled a sense of oneness in him, a sense of oneness, which is the prerequisite for integration. A sense of oneness is the weapon to fight against disintegration and defeat it. What is this sense of oneness? The sense of oneness is the realization that each one of us is a part of the larger whole. We are all part of the larger whole. When one has this sense of oneness, one does not look at another as a separate entity. One believes that everyone is an extension of oneself. I believe that everyone, each one of you, is an extension of me. You believe that I am an extension of yourself. We all are part of the larger whole. Let's understand sense of oneness with an example. A mother feels sad when her child is in sadness. A mother is in pain when her child is in pain. A mother is happy when her child is happy. This is because the mother has a sense of oneness. The mother does not consider her child to be separate. She believes that her child is only an extension of herself. She believes that her child is a part of herself. She is not different, she is not separate. This sense of oneness can bring in integration into the human society. Can this sense of oneness, which exists between a parent and child, extend beyond and encompass the humankind, the universe? If that happens, integration will become a normal, natural thing for all of us. That will bring in unity, bonding, closeness, togetherness between human beings. From our childhood, we have been talking about unity, collaboration, friendship, bonding, fellow feeling. There are tons and tons of literature written on that. There are sermons on that. There are teachings and preachings on that. But the human society is so fragmented, so divided. There is so much of animosity and bitterness. There is disintegration everywhere. If we have to defeat disintegration and bring in integration, we must strive to inculcate the sense of oneness in ourselves first and help others inculcate this sense of oneness too. Let's look at our human body. The human body consists of billions of cells, millions of tissues, hundreds of parts, so many organs in the body. But all of them have a sense of oneness. They all feel that they're part of the whole entity. Each one of them knows that it has no existence without the whole. That's why they're always eager, active, and interested to protect the whole and protect each other. If there is a mosquito biting my forehead, my right hand goes and drives it away. If the mosquito comes again, the right hand goes again. The right hand never asks, why do I need to drive away the mosquito which is biting the forehead? It's not hurting me. No, the right hand never says that because the right hand knows it has no existence without the whole, without the soul, without the entity. It has no existence without me in entirety. So it tries to protect me in entirety. And it knows in order to do that, it has to be active and eager to protect all other fellow organs in the body. It is the sense of oneness that drives integration among all parts of the body. And they all work in cohesion, in tandem, in complete collaboration with each other to protect my entity, to protect my soul. So, if we need to understand and inculcate this sense of oneness, we must very closely and minutely observe the human anatomy, understand how the human body works, and how different organs and even each tissue and cell in the body work towards the nourishment of the human body, the entire human body, the entire system. That is a sense of oneness, which is the foundation of integration. So, how can we imbibe this sense of oneness? It is possible only through the realization that we all are an extension of each other. My personal interest is inextricably linked with the interest of others in the society. And how is that realization possible? That realization is possible only when we have a common interest that binds us together. And that is possible only when we realize that whole that integrates all of us together. When we are attached to that source, which has multiplied and manifested itself in all of us, when we realize that common factor within everyone, and when we are attached to that common factor, that embodiment of that common factor is the living ideal, the master or guru, and devotion to the master is the answer. Sister Thakur Ankul Chandra says, devotion brings wisdom. In wisdom, there is the sensing of self in creation. When there is the realization of self in creation, non-violence emerges. And from non-violence comes love. So, my dear friends, we need that sensing of self in creation. That is the path to integration. That is the weapon to defeat disintegration. The sense of self in the whole creation will remove animosity, bitterness, violence, conflict. So the answer is devotion to that one, to the Master, to the Guru. Thank you very much, my dear friends.